Hello and welcome to another update video about the NEAR protocol. Last video on the 19th of May. It's been a while now. Time to take a look at what the chart has done. Overall, bigger picture is, my view is that here on the NEAR protocol chart, we've seen here a wave 1 to the upside, a wave 2 to the downside. This here is currently another wave 1 and a wave 2, considering how far we are actually coming down at the moment. And yeah, overall, what is interesting is this last leg down here at the moment. Back then we hit this target area, moved up here. I told you that we were going to see a reversal with a high probability, which did happen. And now we are on this, last wave down here, in my opinion, to finish off the overall correction, this C wave. And in this C wave, where are we? I also still expect another move down. What you see here labeled is how I saw it in the last video. Of course, I didn't update it now for 2 to 3 weeks, so certain things happened and it means some readjusting. So I told you back then that I thought we would have finished here the wave 4. So we came down in a wave 3, we moved up in a wave 4, and the next wave down would be a wave 5 to complete the overall correction. Now, I assumed we had here seen the wave 4 already, and we were starting already on the wave 5 to the downside. This is unlikely at the moment. I mean, it would have been possible then, had I followed this through, not to label this as a wave 2, but to label this as a wave 2, then we would have assumed that this here was a wave 3. But there is already the first problem, because in a wave 3, what you would need to see is the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. Let's see if we actually saw that. No, we only came down to the 1.272 extension. Now, that in itself is not necessarily the major problem. It's not 100% must that we need to go to the 1.618, even though it normally needs to see it. But then what we would have expected to see in the next move up is a wave 4, and here is where the problem starts, because that wave 4 came up way too high compared to the wave 3 length. You are not allowed to get back into the praise region of the wave 1, and therefore we are now shifting this across. This has not happened yet, even though it is still very much on the table and still a very likely possibility that this is going to play out. And if you are watching my other videos, you will know that for my viewers, for most cryptos, primary expectation would be to see one lower low, and this is also still what I expect here for the NEAR protocol. However, we have to shift this whole pattern. So it seems like that the triangle was actually in fact not ended here, and this is typical for a triangle. Triangles can extend, they can become much longer than expected. Triangles are very, very difficult to forecast, and again, it's proven here with this latest move, because it seems like the wave 4, maybe it finished here, and we'll get to that now. So it seems like this overall triangle ABCDE hasn't finished yet. So when you see such a pattern, an ABCDE triangle, you would expect that the triangle breaks out to the opposite side of the wave E, which in fact happened here, but then we just failed to make that impulsive wave down. Now, wave 4s typically come across, or oftentimes come across, as triangles, and we can actually redraw these lines. They are not super relevant. What is relevant is the wave count, and we can draw here the wave count for an extended triangle. In fact, we can say that we have actually seen all these waves, but it has just taken a little bit longer than expected. And this is where I think we currently are. This is just what I have to assume based on the current wave count, that we came up in a wave A, we moved down in a wave B, we moved basically quite a complex correction. Then we moved up in a wave C, we came down in a wave D, and we are possibly now moving up in a wave E. That is how it can be counted. Based on this also, what we cannot see in a triangle pattern is a move above the wave C. This will be very important resistance, the wave C high, because if we go above the wave C high, it will be very unlikely that it is still a triangle. Already the descending trend line, if we see a move up here, the descending trend line should already provide some resistance. Depending on when that happens, that could be around the level of $6.30. However, the wave C high is very relevant here, and that is at $6.53. So the wave E should not get above 653. That will be an invalidation point for the triangle. The wave E shouldn't get higher than that. And only when the wave E is finished, we can consider this triangle as being complete. So this is how it's currently looking like to me. Other scenarios are possible, similar to the Bitcoin scenarios that I explained to you in the Bitcoin video today, and we'll get to that in a minute. For me at the moment, this is quite likely that we will see a little bit more upside in the wave E here, possibly to above $6, and then would see another move down, because a wave 4, first of all, often comes across as a triangle. This wave 4 this whole move is very corrective at the moment. Yeah, it looks just very corrective as a pattern itself. Yeah, a lot of up and down. Just as a wave 4, you would then expect the last move to be down, and that would be in line with this shorter time frame Elliott wave count. So only when this wave E is finished, then we can start to label this 5-wave move to the downside. Alternative scenario would be in line with Bitcoin if we break above 653, that we do experience a little bit of extended upside here. We can draw the fib levels for that. And let me just see, no, we would need to go down to that. And based on that, we would expect the price to get in once more. It already touched that area, yeah. In a wave 4, what you would normally expect is that the price reaches at least the 38.2% fib level. Well, minimum is 23.6, as you can see here at 667, that was reached. Even the 38.2% fib level was reached at 764. But you would expect it to reach that area. So maybe that was already the touch that it needed in this wave 4, but possibly it comes into it once more, and that would then be an area between 764 and 842, and we can put that onto the chart here. And that would be an area, if we really move above the invalidation point, that would be the next area of likelihood where we would get into, and where we would also find resistance, and would then possibly turn around in a then higher wave 4 to the downside. Yeah, and we can then count this as a WXY pattern, similar to what ADA, in my opinion, already did. This is what can unfold here, but only if we move above 653. Until then, downside is expected, but even in this alternative scenario, downside is expected. That this is already a breakout scenario to the upside, for me, very unlikely. I think there's still too much downside pressure in the market. But if we move really above this 50% Fibonacci retracement level, maybe even above the 61.8 at $9.20, then I think we really need to consider that the low for the near protocol here of this current correction has been in, and that we can get back to new highs, and that, yeah, the low might be in and the overall correction might be finished. And that is currently my view about the near protocol. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.